Hi, this is Leslie with Providence Pathway. I'm here on our last video in this series. So our series has been all about networking, and in video number 1, we reframed and renamed networking. We got rid of that negative connotation with the word networking and turned it into what it truly is, which is relationship building. In video 2, we talked about 3 common fears that people have when it comes to networking, and we busted those fears. We busted those myths about what it is and what it really should be. So we took that fear off the table. In the third video, we discussed 3 lower stress ways to actually connect with people and build on relationships so that you already have some starting ground rather than starting from scratch. It doesn't have to be a cold call type network or relationship that you're trying to build. And then in the video previously, we discussed mentoring and how do you recognize, identify, and ask for a mentor from the relationships that you've grown. And there are 3 different ways that you can leverage mentors. So it really depends on what you want to get from that relationship. And in this last video, we're going to talk about one of the added benefits of having a strong relationship and a series of relationships with other people. And that's bridging people. So relationship building isn't intended to be all about me or all about you. And I think that's where the word networking often has gotten such a bad rap. So really, when you think about relationship building, it's not a one-way street. It's not, well, what can I get from this relationship? But it's how can we benefit one another? What do we have in common, whether it's an interest, a skill, an industry? There could be lots of reasons. What is it that we have in common? But then how can I potentially connect you with someone else who has something similar in common with you? So I can give you 2 examples. One person that I was working with was really struggling with, how do I find a mentor? I'm in this somewhat new industry for me, and I don't really know that many people. I haven't built up my professional organization membership. Like, there were lots of things going on. I just don't have this super strong network or relationships. So I actually looked into my group of relationships and I said, I know 2 people who are actually in that industry. Let me reach out and see if they would be willing to chat with you. So I was able to connect this individual and expand her number of relationships so that she now has connections with other people who are doing similar work, at least in the same field that she wants to be in, that she's already in, but wants to go deeper into. A second example, I had a former colleague and friend reach out to me not that long ago and said, hey, I got my degree. Now I really want to make this pivot and I want to move into this area. Do you know anyone who's doing this type of work? So again, I thought, who do I know who is in a somewhat related field? It doesn't have to be exact. And 2 names came to mind. So I reached out and connected that individual with those 2 people. And last I followed up with him, I know at least one of those folks, they'd set up some time to actually have a conversation. So that's that 2-way portion when it comes to relationship building. It's not meant to be all about me and what can I get from this relationship. And again, I think that's where that negative term of networking comes into play. So really, when you think about, I've built my network, I'm building it. Hopefully you're building it every day. But as you're building it, how can I then be a bridge or be a connector for other people that I know to then connect with each other? So that's where you get this sense of servant leadership that comes into play, this opportunity to give back and to share with other people. So I would encourage you, think about your network. Who do you know? Who do you know with all of your relationships that needs to know somebody else within your group of relationships? Who do you know within your network that needs to know somebody else within your network where it might be truly beneficial to both parties? And if so, offer to connect them. All right, guys, that wraps up our series around relationship building, how to go about doing it, fears that are related to it, lower stress ways to actually create stronger relationships or expand the number of relationships that you have, um, how to secure a mentor from those relationships, and then how to be a bridge, how to connect other people. So that wraps this up, and I would love to hear in the comments below what your ideas are about the next series. What other series or what other topic has an interest for you? What would be helpful for us to take a deeper dive into, peel some layers back, and look at it in a new light, in a new frame? Take care.